Hello, random person, who I assume is both intelligent and good looking.
What is up, guys? Rikakis here, and I've wanted to make this commentary for quite a while. This isn't an actual official information video on Borderlands 3. This is just discussing the Borderlands 1 and 2 gun systems and how Borderlands 3 might incorporate its gun systems and the changes that can be made. So if you're a Borderlands 3 fan, instead of clicking the dislike button because you thought this was some crazy early Borderlands 3 leak, I think you're really going to enjoy this video because especially, voice your opinions in the comment section, because there is quite a lot of controversy between the Borderlands 1 and 2 weapon systems, and everyone always has ideas. And you know what? The developers do take fan ideas into account. So that being out of the way, let's start the video. So the Borderlands, I've played Borderlands 1 and 2 extensively, got all the DLCs for each game, and again, played them extensively multiple times, and obviously gotten my fair share of guns. And I can say after playing both of them so much, I almost prefer the Borderlands 1 system. And saying that is actually a big deal because the Borderlands 2 gun system was trumpeted as so much better, as a massive improvement over the Borderlands 1 system, and it just wasn't the case. And I'm going to go over basically my complaints of the Borderlands 2 gun systems and things they definitely need to address. Firstly, the sliders were much too stingent in Borderlands 2. What I'm talking about is there's an extreme level of complexity into going into the programming of the guns, so I'm going to simple it down as much as possible. Basically, think of a Torg pistol and then think of the damage. The damage basically is pre-programmed to be, there's a lower number and an upper number, basically a lower and an upper limit. And as the gun reaches these limits, especially in terms of reaching the upper limit, the chances that it's going to reach the upper limit goes down. For example, again, you have a Torg pistol, and let's say we're at level 61. The damage for level 61 Torg pistols, maybe it's from 11,000 to 16,000. Now, the chances for it to be a 16,000 might be only like 1%. And then if a gun achieves this damage of 16,000, it's classified as a purple. If the gun achieves lower, like only 11,000. Now keep in mind, it doesn't go both ways. There isn't a 1% chance that it's going to be 11,000. It's actually probably about a 10 or 20% chance to be 11,000, and then the percents get lower as the stat gets better. So if it's 11,000, it's a white, and then if it's somewhere in the middle, it's a green. If it's kind of 14,000 close to the top, it's a blue, and basically that's how guns are classified. Now, again, that's only taking one aspect into account. A lot of the times there's such thing as counterbalancing, where damage will be really high but fire rate will be quite low and stuff like that. And that's how gold guns are done. Gold guns are basically, their sliders are a lot more narrow than just kind of normal guns. For example, the conference call, its lower and upper limits are actually not too far apart. And basically how it works more with orange guns is that if you find a conference call and its damage isn't that high, it'll usually have a higher than normal fire rate or accuracy or something, or an elemental effect or something like that. Again, my complaint is that the sliders, the barriers, basically, they're too strict, it seems. There isn't, you never get these kind of crazy guns that you find that are purple that just have outrageous stats. And it really is disappointing. I remember in Borderlands 1, I ended up getting an SMG, I forget what level it was, but I think it was level 50 because I used it for so long, that its fire rate was 17. And I have never seen a fully automatic gun in Borderlands 2 that has a fire rate so high of 17. Like, it was just insane. And it wasn't a special gun. It didn't have a special effect. It was just a purple SMG in Borderlands 1 that just was at the absolute upper echelon of what was possible for a gun to be generated. Like, 17, maybe it could have gone to 18, but 18 would be like 0.001% chance, like very, very low chance. And I happened to get, just by random chance, an incredible random assortment of stats that just made for an incredible gun, and it was better than a lot of golds. And that's what my main complaint is for Borderlands 2, is you never find those. You get to level 61 and only a certain number of gold guns are actually competitive. And it's just, and of those, if you take away the B shield or like specialized equipment, it's even less. And that's my huge complaint for Borderlands. One of my huge complaints for Borderlands 2 is that you never really got these guns that just ended up with incredible stats that were purple just because the borders were too strict. You should be able to find a bandit assault rifle that has 100 rounds in a clip, does 10,000 damage or more, does 20,000 damage, and has a fire rate of 7. That would be unbelievable, like better than a lot of golds, but it should be possible. The chances would be astronomically low that every stat would be that high. Because again, if you have a stat that's very high in terms of damage, the fire rate stat would also, if it was also very high, the chances for it to be very high are very low too. So all these things combined to produce a gun that I just described would be so astronomically low, but possible. And that's the thing. In Borderlands 2, it doesn't seem even possible to produce a gun like that. And it's not possible, I can tell you from experience. And so I really do miss that in Borderlands 1, where you get these crazy guns that were so good because they just had these randomly generated stats, and they were a lot more loose. They didn't have those strict boundaries like they put up in Borderlands 2. And it's really unfortunate because the orange weapons, since they have a special effect and since they have narrower sliders, they're always going to be good. But you should be able to get purple guns, or maybe even add a new category beyond purple, like I don't even know, like zebra stripe. I don't really care, right? But something that is just for guns that have astronomically disproportionate stats that are just really good just by random chance, and those are the hardest to get. Those are rare, and it just makes the game more fun, and it makes like inventory management a whole lot more of a problem, and it makes each chest more exciting. Like, unfortunately, when you get to Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, again, the only competitive guns are orange, and so you see even purples, you don't even care anymore because they're just not competitive. And basically, that's more of the technical aspect of the game, is the sliders and percentiles and all that crap. Much more tangible things are just stuff that Borderlands 2 missed, and it just was really unfortunate. Firstly, it's absolute crap that you don't get all the weapon types for each manufacturer. Why is there no Hyperion Assault Rifle? There's no Bandit Sniper Rifle, and there's really no excuse. People say, oh, like, how would you have a Bandit Sniper Rifle? You have a sniper rifle with a huge magazine, 30-round magazine, but it would be bolt action, and maybe it wouldn't have a scope, or it would have like a close range scope, because, you know, they're bandit stuff. And a Torg sniper rifle that uses longbow ammo that just appears in front of people and blows up, or even shoots the regular Torg ammo but just this huge bullet, and so it's kind of more useful against slower enemies or in medium range and stuff. Like, see, those are ideas off the top of my head, and it would be awesome to have each gun category for each manufacturer. And it's really unfortunate that we don't have that. But the manufacturers brings up another really important aspect, is that I really want to get your guys' opinion, because I'm not even sure myself, but were they too strict? Were the walls too tall for the manufacturers? Like, I feel like when you look at a manufacturer, you know exactly what you're getting, and I almost don't like that. With Borderlands 1, each gun was exciting. Each gun could be something crazy. But in Borderlands 2, I mean, especially in terms of the bandit stuff, it's almost all crap when you get to the upper echelon of Ultimate Vault Hunter mode and stuff, is you're never going to find a competitive bandit pistol. That's maybe a few gold ones are good, like the double gub and stuff. But in terms of just pistols, when you're playing through the round, a bandit, in my experience, bandit pistols and bandit assault rifles, they just weren't ever... I never use them because, yeah, it's great you have a clip of 80, but the damage is half of what something else does, and the fire rate's crap, and it just ruins it. It absolutely ruins it that they're so stuck to having, they're programmed to have crappy stats all except for magazine size. And it's the same with what's it called, Jacobs assault rifles. Again, the recoil for most of them gets just too high and the magazine sizes are too low, and it's really unfortunate. You should be able to find a Jacobs assault rifle that's dead accurate, that has barely any recoil, and has a 50 round clip. Because why not? That's the whole point of Borderlands, is to have these crazy guns and these crazy combinations, and I feel like they were way too strict in their manufacturing, that, you know, a Jacobs a product must be like this and a Bandit must be like this. And although I really enjoy, you know, especially the aesthetics of like what they look like and the guns like behaving differently, and I do like each manufacturer having its own effect, it's unfortunate that you can't find, you know, for example, a Bandit gun that has the Hyperion effect that if you shoot it, it gets more accurate. I think that in Borderlands 3, a cool thing to introduce would be weapon coalitions, where you'd get a gun made by both manufacturers, or it would be a prototype gun or something, where, you know, you could have a chance to find guns that break the rules, and so you get these crazy combinations. And again, they seem to be too strict in terms of, you know, sniper rifles. All sniper rifles must have a scope and crap. You should be able to find a sniper rifle, and this, like, not a unique one, just be able to find a sniper rifle with a 50 round clip that has a fire rate of, you know, 5, and then the damage, I don't know, 10,000 or something. Just out of random chance, find these crazy combinations. And it seemed way too stingent. There's so many walls in Borderlands 2 gun system where it must be this, and then it can't possibly be this, and every sniper rifle, you know, must be between this, and every Bandit pistol must be between this and this. And I want, for Borderlands 3, all those walls should be taken down. It should be, you know, you get these crazy combinations that are, you know, programmed by the gun system, and then after the fact of the gun being designed, it then assigns what brand it is, and if it's a sniper rifle or assault rifle or whatever. But basically leave it a blank slate, create these crazy guns, and then have the system name it afterwards, as if it's shooting gyrojets, then it's a Torg, and if it you know, has a huge scope or whatever, it's a sniper rifle. But again, make it a blank slate and have these crazy combinations. And again, they really messed up on Slag. Slag was cool at first, but it's so annoying that, you know, why does the shotguns have to shoot those balls? Why can't the shotguns shoot those little pellets that the pistols shoot, the spikes that blow up? Like, why can't you find a Slag, you know, TDR shotgun that has whatever times 10, and then if you shoot a guy, it'll stick him with the pistol spikes, and then he'll blow up later. Like, that would be crazy. That would be awesome. And then you could be able to find the ones that home onto people. Like, you should be able to find, you know, a couple of unique shotguns that shoot the spikes that actually home onto people, so they'd all collect on one guy and blow up. And again, that would be awesome. And why don't the shotguns shoot the normal, like, kind of assault rifle, just you know, kind of balls of iridium that, again, the assault rifles and the SMGs shoot? And why don't the SMGs shoot the spikes and stuff? Like, they really have limited. Again, all shotguns must shoot the balls for iridium. That's it. They're too stingent. They have to have way more flexibility, and I think it'll amount in a much funner game, much more fun. And again, if you're even wondering, Borderlands 3 is coming. It's a Gearbox flagship game, by far their best-selling game, and the ending for Borderlands 2, we all saw it, and it kept it wide open for a third one. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe, and leave, if any, thoughts in the comment. But just try to be polite, because you know what, videos like this may actually be taken account and stumbled upon a Gearbox employee. You know, you never know. So as always, have a nice day.